My name is Michael Dean, and I'm the co-creator of the Granny Apocalyptica zombie series.
I'm Ben Lawley, artist and co-writer for the Granny Apocalyptica graphic novel series.
I actually got the idea when I was working at a health facility, and a friend of mine actually pulled me aside while we were working and said, hey, we should come up with an idea for an app. So what I did is brainstorm some ideas, and the first thought that came to my mind was an old lady with a machine gun strapped to her. I thought it was a pretty cool idea, so what I did is sat down, drew this first picture on here, and the only thing that I had available to me was a green Sharpie and a black Sharpie. So that's kind of where the idea came from for the green blood. When I created the idea, you know, the granny and military look that kind of popped into my mind with Granny with the machine gun that she was holding was actually didn't really feel complete. And so I kind of thought of maybe some monsters or something like that she could face. And the first idea that came to mind was actually zombies. And so that's the idea that we decided to roll with. And so we went with that. The Granny Apocalyptica story is about how a bomb actually hits an old folks home and turns its residents into zombified creatures. After creating kind of a basis for a story with Granny Apocalyptica, with it being about zombies in a nursing home and the villains she'll face throughout the story, I took the idea to a friend of mine. His name is Matt Keller, and I kind of showed the idea. He immediately loved it and started kind of brainstorming immediately. He kind of just jumped on board and told me, like, hey, it needs to be like this and we need to change this and stuff like that. That probably went on for about 3 or 4 days, and it just kind of became an unspoken thing that he was the co-creator at that point. What we did is we started throwing around some ideas as far as, you know, Granny's origins. And one thing that Matt kind of noticed about the story is it didn't really explain why she knew how to fight the zombies. He flat out said that this does not make any sense, and so what are we going to do to kind of explain that? What we kind of thought of is, you know, maybe she had been trained, and that was the original idea, and Matt immediately thought, you know, if she had been trained in the FBI or the CIA, that would actually make a lot of sense and would make the story really cool. After me and Matt created a pretty good synopsis for the overall story, and most importantly, like the first story we wanted to tell, we actually pitched it to a woman named Mel Carter, and she took it from there. She took our ideas, basic story and everything, and put it in novel form. It turned out fantastic, and we were really impressed. It far exceeded what we thought, where it was going to go. We did complete the first novel. That's titled Part 1 Outbreak. After finishing the novel, fast forward about 1.5 years, and that's where we ran into Ben Lawley. What we did is we went over the idea with him. He immediately loved it, and just kind of meeting with him, we decided that we didn't really want to conflict with the Granny Apocalyptica story that we'd already written. We wanted to add to it, and so we created kind of a different time frame that fits in the same timeline as the original story. With this, it's about how a group of family members that are going to the facility to see their relatives for Family Day actually show up late after the zombie apocalypse has already started. The graphic novel actually takes place several hours later, after everything's kind of hit the fan with the entire missile attack that turns everyone into the zombified creatures.
One thing that I really like about this story is that it's a fresh take on the zombie phenomenon. The characters are original, and they occupy a unique universe that allows us to really explore the genre.
And this is our idea.